My little brother was walking by my parents' room when he heard a noise coming from their room. He made the biggest mistake of his life and went into the room. As he entered the room, he saw our parents making loud and passionate love. He asked my dad, "What are you doing, Daddy?" As soon as my dad looked at him, he instantly jumped out of bed and yelled, "What are you doing here? Get out of this room." My brother didn't leave and again asked, "Tell me what you were doing and I will leave you alone." He furiously said, "Nothing. We are just making cake." After that, he ran into my room, woke me up and said, "Wake up, brother. Mom and Dad are making cake without us." I didn't know what he was talking about, so I said, "Let them make it. We will eat it tomorrow." The next day, he walked by my room and he heard the same noise. He walked in without even knocking at the door and found me and my girlfriend making the best love of our lives. He asked, "What are you doing, brother?" That's when I yelled at him, "Get out of my fluffing room. Can't you see? We are making cake." The next day, we were all sitting at the dinner table when my brother randomly looked at me and said, "Brother, I know you and your girlfriend were making cake on the couch this morning." I was embarrassed and shocked, and I said, "Yeah, we were. But how do you know that?" He replied, "Because I licked the icing off the couch."
A pregnant woman stepped onto a bus. Across from her was a smiling man. Uncomfortable, she swiftly moved to another seat. The man's smile turned into a grin, prompting her to move again. With each move, the man's amusement grew. On the fourth switch, he burst into laughter. Frustrated, she complained to the bus driver, leading to the man's arrest. In court, the judge asked the man to explain himself. "Your Honor, here's what happened. When the pregnant lady first boarded the bus, I noticed her condition. She sat under a sweet sign that read, 'The double mint twins are coming,' and I grinned. Then she moved to a seat under a sign that said, 'Logan's liniment will reduce the swelling,' and I had to smile. Later, she positioned herself under a deodorant sign that boasted, 'William's big stick did the trick,' and I could hardly contain myself. But, Your Honor, when she moved for the fourth time and sat under the sign that said Goodyear rubber could have prevented this accident, that's when I lost it." An ex-husband and ex-wife are in court fighting in a bitter custody battle over their child. The judge asks the woman, "Why do you feel you deserve custody?" The woman says, "I brought that child into this world. My child literally came out of me. That is why I deserve custody." The judge nods his head and says, "That is a simple and logical reason. It makes sense." Then the judge turns his head to the man and asks, "She said her side of things. Why do you feel you deserve custody?" The man sits in his chair and slowly drinks from a can of Coke. Then he holds up the empty can in his hand and says, "Was this my Coke or my ex-wife's Coke?" Confused, the judge says, "I believe that was your Coke." The wife is also confused, and the judge looks over at her and asks, "Was that your Coke?" The ex-wife says, "No, it was his Coke." The man looks at the judge and says, "Good, we all agree. So when I put money in a Coke machine and a Coke pops out, the Coke is mine, not the Coke machine's, correct?"
An Indian mother was lucky enough to see her 3 daughters get married the same year, so she called them after the wedding and told them, "Don't forget to text me your first night experience and text it in code." So, after a week, the first daughter texted, "Nescafe." The mother, being an intelligent woman, went to get a Nescafe tin and read the label, "Fantastic till the last drop." And the next week, the second daughter texted, "Wills." Again, because the mother is very intelligent, she went to her husband's pack of Wills cigarette and read, "Extra long, king size." She smiled and said, "Not bad for their ages." After the next week, the third daughter texted, "Indigo Delhi Hyderabad." The mother thought for a while in this code, but shortly she got it. Then she called Indigo Airways help desk to inquire about their Delhi Hyderabad flight, and they replied, "It's 5 times daily, 7 days a week."
Back and forth.
You have 3 wishes, but I warn you, for anything you wish for, your husband gets it 100 times over.
Okay, fine by me.
What's your first wish?
I want to be extremely beautiful.
You do understand what you're asking. This means your husband will become so handsome that all the women will fall in love with him.
I'm not interested. Give it to me as it is.
Okay. And what is your second wish?
I want to have $10 million.
Okay, but I have to remind you that in this way your husband will receive $1 billion.
It's better this way, and we have a joint account.
Okay. Now your account is full of money. What is your third wish?
I want to have a teeny tiny heart attack.